Hey there, how you doing? So today we have 3 games. They're all going to be on 2 times speed, so hopefully that'll make them pretty darn intense for you guys. The first game is probably going to be the longest, I think, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that one the most, but I'm actually saving the best one for last. It is by far the most intense game I've probably ever played in Bloons Tower Defense battles, so I think you guys are going to be pretty freaking happy with that last game. It's just ridiculously awesome. Anyways, let's actually get to what's going on in this game. As soon as I saw the cannon come out, I figured, you know what you gotta do, you gotta send out the blue balloons. You don't want to send out the reds, because the reds actually will not actually get through his cannon very well. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't. Now, if he does go with a 3-0 cannon, you might want to just save up and not even send out any reds and blues and just start going farms right away. 3-0 cannons, obviously, you can't do anything versus somebody on level 1, 2, and 3. You gotta wait until at least level 4 when you get the pinks coming out. And even with the pinks, you're probably not gonna even do any damage on him. But as you can see, I clearly got a huge advantage on him at the moment. I have 141 lives. I have 2 farms, and he has pretty much 65 lives and only 1 farm. And he spent a lot of his money on towers. The only real problem with starting off with a cannon, especially going 3-0 cannon, is actually trying to... is you have to buy 2 towers, you know? You can't just stick with a 3-0 cannon. It's not going to work. Once the black comes, as soon as somebody sees that you have only a cannon, they're going to send blacks versus you. And if you're not prepared, those blacks are just gonna run right through your defense. Frag bombs can obviously pop blacks, but it's kind of luck on when they will pop blacks. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't, sometimes they miss a lot. So it's actually not fantastic when somebody tries to use frag bombs as their black balloon popping power. So you gotta get pretty much, a cannon and then get some sort of boomerang, at least 2-0, sometimes 0-3 or something like that. So realistically, you're not getting much economy, and that's pretty much the main problem here. We're starting with a cannon. So that's why I've actually switched over to mainly starting off with boomerangs, and I know I switch off quite a bit. I might start this new strategy that I've been thinking about doing where I'm starting off with a mortar, and the mortar can actually survive until level 4 without losing very many lives at all. It can beat reds and blues, pretty much no problem. Pinks, you can pop pretty much not down to nothing, but pretty darn close to nothing, and you won't lose very many lives versus the pinks at all. And then once you get to black, that's when you're going to have a problem. You're going to have to build something else as well. So, I mean, obviously, you're kind of limiting yourself right there, but if you can go with a mortar that has camo detection and you're not using any other towers in the beginning, you can actually do a little bit better late game with 4 towers instead of just 5. For example, you can get a monkey ace. And monkey aces are obviously most of the people that know how to play level 22 through 30. You need pretty much need a monkey ace. So right here, we're on level 16 right now, and I just sent out a quick regrow rush at him, and it didn't work out as well as I thought, which was not that good. I'm not super far down here on money, but I'm not doing good. I do have a better economy though than him. I have these 2 farms right here. I have 2 farms that are both up to 3-0, and I got the one on the top there. So that's pretty darn good, guys. I got a good economy here. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I think I got this game. How could I possibly lose? I'm beating him in economy. Like I said, I have $5,000 for each one of those 3-0 farms, and $2,000 for each one of those 2-0 farms. And what I did is I actually did something a little bit weird here. Level 19, obviously, somebody could attack me with a Moab or something like that. So I did I kind of went with a crazy attack. Not really an attack, crazy strategy that could actually have been bad. But what I did is, luckily, he sent out the Moab just a little bit too late, and I was able to destroy it just in time. But he did make me get Moab Maulers by sending those guys out. I did lose a couple lives here, nothing completely crazy, Moabs. It popping that late was actually a little bit bad for me. And what you're going to notice is I actually have a 4-2 banana farm. How often do you see a 4-2 banana farms? Not too often, surprisingly. And he's only got 2 2-0 farms. So I'm thinking, guys, I got this game in the bag. The only real problem that could happen here is the next level. If he sends something out versus me that somehow magically beats me, and I don't get to use my monkey ace, that could be bad news. And what I'm noticing about his side is that he's pretty much extremely well defended versus an attack. Moab Assassins are extremely good versus Oh My Gods and BFBs, and the 4-2 cannon is obviously going to help out a bunch. He's got some mortars there for camo detection and all that, and he's got 2-3 boomerangs. Those are going to help out as well. So I don't see too many attacks that I can actually do like a lot of damage here. That's really the only problem. But what I do is I have $16,000 saved up, guys, and I have $34,000 saved up. So what do? When you have $34,000, I just started sending out a bunch of regrow ceramics. I figured regrow ceramics, I'm spamming them, 30-something thousand dollars worth of regrow ceramics would be able to defeat this mainly Moab assassin and Moab Mauler defense. And he must have an amazing computer, because he lagged pretty much 0. He somehow beat that rush. I use that rush versus a lot of people, and it actually beats a lot of people. I don't know if it's because of just because of lag that I win, but probably I probably win just because of lag because of that. So right now, what am I thinking, guys? I'm thinking, oh crap, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I pretty much have no chance, or do I? Or do I have a chance? Who knows? So we're pretty much thinking, you know what? Time for a last-ditch effort, guys. Sell all my Moab Maulers, sell all those guys, send out as many balloons as possible, and now I got a 4-2 cannon, and I just go, it's time. It's time to accept my defeat. I have been defeated. And that wasn't exactly extremely fun to lose and show you guys my loss, but I did it for you anyways. So that was the first game. And here's game number 2 versus the same exact person, but I don't know if I mentioned that. This is the same person all 3 games. And this game was pretty fun as well. I had fun last game. It's actually fun when you get to those games where they last till around 22, 24, 26. Especially when people realize that about the hidden monkey ace that people have. And they're worried about ground 0 and they don't send out any balloons. So that could, you know, potentially make the game last even longer than 24 because people are afraid. They just want to survive longer than the other person. And usually sometimes people wait until level 32, which I've never actually gotten to level 32, surprisingly. I don't even know why. I usually try and win on level 26, 28, somewhere right around there at the latest. But I've heard that round 32 is actually round 63 in Bloons Tower Defense 5. I don't know if somebody agree with that and make sure that I'm not making that up just in the comments or something. Let me know. That'd be much appreciated. But obviously level 63 in Bloons Tower Defense 5 lags. But in Bloons Tower Defense battles, it's gonna lag like crazy, guys. Crazy. So here what you're gonna notice, he went with the same strategy. He went with cannons and he got the 0-3 boomerang pretty much right away. I think going with 2-3 boomerang instead is probably a little bit better bet. You can notice I have 3 farms and he only has 1. And I have a pretty darn good defense. Nonetheless, I haven't really lost very many lives. I've lost less than him, in fact. So, starting-wise, I think this is probably a little bit better ways to go. And what I do is I go a few more regrows, hoping to do a little bit more damage to him, and it doesn't. But that's okay, guys. We're not doing too bad here. As always, you know, you got pretty decent economy and getting ready for camo balloons to come out. You don't want any camo balloons to come out, but I'm also going to make sure that I can send out camo balloons at him if I can. But no, he upgrades his mortar. So now I'm thinking, what can I do? Well, he's not very good versus regrows, but neither am I. But, you know, regrow attack, full regrow attack with all my farms. He upgrades to a 4-2 cannon, but it wasn't enough. I just barely beat him. And it was kind of surprised. He was probably kind of surprised to see that because I didn't do it right at the beginning of 13, and he didn't really see my selling until my attack. And here's the most intense game ever, guys. This was pretty freaking ridiculous. You guys are going to have no freaking idea what is actually going to happen. It was just plain awesome. And in no way am I making fun of him for doing this, because you know what? It's happened to me too, where this exact thing has actually happened to me, and it makes me feel a little bit bad about myself. But it's a pretty intense game nonetheless. But here's the thing, guys: if you go with a banana farm and you upgrade it to 1-0 and you don't get a 2-0 boomerang, this is what's going to happen. As he stated, epic fail. He pretty much called it an epic fail, and it happens, guys. Everybody has their epic fails. Nothing against him. It happens a lot, guys. But just make sure it doesn't happen to you as much, at least a lot. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully this is a good one, and have a nice day.